Hello and welcome to your West Ham United transfer, not necessarily rumours, but news. And this time it's coming not from myself, but with ex-West Ham employee. X, thanks for joining us tonight. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm recovering from the weekend, but yeah, it was a good one.
I saw the photos, mate. It did look a good one, yeah.
Right, well, let's start with the big one then. It's come out. It's currently we're filming at 10 o'clock on Monday evening. The last hour or so, there's been a little bit of an update from Sebastian Haller, our now number one target. Would you care to enlighten people what that update is?
Yeah, so for about probably the last 2 or 3 days now, maybe even more, we've been in negotiation basically since Gomez fell apart. So we've been in negotiations with his club, and then obviously indirectly, I should say, with him because obviously the deal's not been agreed entirely yet. At first, it seemed he wasn't particularly keen because he wanted Champions League football and he wanted a bigger club, arguably, to come in for him. But as the negotiations have progressed, I think he's realised that we have a bit of financial clout when it comes to wages, particularly now that Arnautovic has gone. So he's seen what we can offer. He's on a relatively low wage at Frankfurt. I think it's only around about 25 to 30,000 a week. So, we're offering to massively increase that. And it talks of his club, they've kind of become more resigned to the fact that he's going to go now. So we're close to getting a deal agreed in terms of the asking price, and then obviously it will be down to the personal terms as well. So it has progressed today. They're hoping to continue tomorrow, and then we shall see. But as I always stress, it's not over until they're holding the shirt. Anything can happen.
There's talk earlier the fee was about 42 million, but Frankfurt were wanting some sort of sell-on clause, etc. Do you know anything about that, or is it just a case of wait and see until it's done?
Well, I think this is the things that are holding up the deal because, as we like to know, we tend to prefer to pay in instalments. So we're going to try and get those as part of the deal. They want a sell-on amount, and I think they've also asked if we get into Europe as well, that they get some money. So we're trying to negotiate around those sorts of things, like the clause element of it. I think they're kind of happy with the initial down payment. It is the clauses that are holding things up at the moment.
Sebastian Haller had his doubts at first, but he seems to have been convinced, if you like. Is it purely sort of a monetary value that's convinced him, or do you know if we've agreed to put a clause in his contract which will allow him to leave for a certain price if a Champions League club comes knocking?
I think money's the key thing. Now, I'm in mixed minds about this because, you want players to want to play for West Ham because they want to play for West Ham. But I think we've got to be a bit realistic here that we aren't a Champions League club. We're not even in the Europa League. We struggled to get into the top 10 last season. So for us to be able to sign a player that has the caliber that he does, it is going to be largely wages that do that. And when you think about Manchester City, when they first started their kind of resurgence, a lot of the players then joined them for money, and they still do to an extent. Obviously, they can offer Champions League and Premier League titles and stuff, but still money is a huge factor, and I think that is the case here now. Hopefully, he's been also brought into what we're trying to sell to him in terms of the style of football, because I believe that Pellegrini play attacking football. He's brought Fornals in. He likes Anderson, Lanzini. You've got Yarmolenko. So technically, going forward, there's a number of attacking players, and I think he's probably been sold on that as well. That will be creating a lot of chances for him.
Fantastic. Well, since Sebastian Haller signed for West Ham, which it looks like is going good at the moment, will be a video on our channel, so tune back for that. It's someone that has left West Ham. It's not officially announced yet, but it's done, is it? It's done, Sam Byram?
As far as I know, I mean, I guess I believe just as we're going on to air, Claret and Hugh have put out that he's gone for what is it, $750,000, and
Yes.
I got a message probably about 2 hours ago saying that he's pretty much on the way out of the club. So you'll see from the tweets that I've put whether that's actually been concluded or not. I don't know now, and I won't know until tomorrow. Because my sources are human after all, so they do have bedtimes and family time and so on. So I don't know if he's definitely gone, but I was told that he is literally on the way out. He's definitely going to be sold. Notts Forest are meant to be the front runners, but there are a number of other Championship clubs and Scottish clubs that have shown an interest. But I do believe Forest are the front runners, so we shall see. The problem with him is that his contract is up next summer, so obviously we wouldn't have been able to get too much for him. He's on a large wage, I believe about 30,000, so that will also come off the wage bill. And and I think we also managed to get something put in about sell-ons as well. So I think he's on his way out. I mean, if it's not confirmed tomorrow, then it will certainly be confirmed by the time I do my podcast.
Interesting. One player that seemingly is going out of West Ham, he's not in China for the tour, is Jordan Hugill. Can you give us an update on him? He's been linked to 2 clubs, Wigan. I believe that West Ham actually agreed a fee with Wigan for Jordan Hugill. However, he couldn't agree personal terms with them. Is that correct?
Wigan were definitely in the mix. Wigan, Preston, Blackburn, a load of kind of northern Championship teams were keen. I think his preference is to go back to Preston, and they've just sold forward Robinson, I think his name is, to Sheffield United. So they're looking for a replacement. He wants to go there. So I'd imagine if he has turned down Wigan, that is probably in the back of his mind that hopefully Preston come in and he can go there.
Have you got a rough idea of what fee we'd be looking for to get back for him? Because I know we're going to take a huge loss. I spent $9 million on him. We're not getting anywhere near that for him.
No, we're not going to get anywhere near that, mate. I mean, this deal, without saying too much controversial comments, is a bit of a joke, really, from day one. I don't think we ever particularly wanted him. I only think one man particularly wanted him, and that was the manager at the time, and that was because the manager at the time was maybe had what's the way of saying this about getting myself in too much trouble?
Favoritism.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's probably the way to do it. You said that and not me. So and so I think we're going to take a massive loss on him. I mean, I heard we were potentially considering 2 million for him. Now, as you say, if we bought him for 9 million, and just over it'd be less than that, half a year. No, about half a year, isn't it? When did we get in January? So it's amazing to think we're going to take that much of a loss on him.
Obviously, Haller is now the number 1 target, but people that watch this channel quite a lot know that myself, Gonzo, Charlie, everybody seems to like Rondón. We've been hoping to see him at West Ham, been linked with him all summer. What's the update on Rondón?
It looks like he's going to China. I mean, we put in a bid for him with Byram and Hugill about a month ago now, approximately, and they weren't keen, particularly on the players we were offering. I mean, if you think really that Byram, if he has gone for $750,000, that shows his value, and I'm guessing Hugill's about 1.5 to 2 million. That neither of them are particularly highly valued, so they turned us down. And it looks like he prefers to go to China because Benitez is there, and obviously, as we know from Arnautovic, large wages are there as well, and he's 29, 30, I think, so probably the last chance for him to make a big dollar. So whilst we were keen, I don't think we will get him because of the Chinese interest.
One player has been linked to a few Premier League clubs, particularly Sheffield United in the last week or so, is Neil Maupay of Brentford. You've spoken about him in the past on the podcast. Is it unlikely we're going to move for him since we're bringing in Haller and such a substantial fee, or is there an outside chance of bringing them both in?
We've watched Maupay for a long time now, but we have watched, other championship players too. I mean, if you've listened to the podcast, I've mentioned players for a number of months now in the championship. He was definitely one of them. In fact, Brentford have got a number of players that we've looked at there. But I think they believe that the 15 to 18 million price tag that he's got on his shoulders is too much for someone that's never played in the top flight, I don't think. Well, certainly not in England. I'm not sure if he's played abroad in the top flight, but he definitely hasn't in England. So I think they think it's too much of a gamble. Perhaps if he was to go down to more like 8 million, we might be interested, but I just don't think that's going to happen. So at this point, I'd probably say it's unlikely.
X, for people that want a transfer update later on the week, when can they tune into your podcast this week?
Well, hopefully, usually it's on Wednesday, but we're, as people have probably realised, been getting a lot of guests on. So we've got some absolute belters of guests lined up for the next few weeks. So we're trying to squeeze them all in, and it's going to depend on the availability of one man at this point for this week. So depending on when he can, but hopefully Wednesday. But people definitely need to tune in next week and the week after, because there's two, in my opinion, very interesting and very big guests coming on.
Oh, bloody hell. I wouldn't say that about myself, but thank you, X. I appreciate the big up there. But as always, as X always likes to disclaim, nothing's done until it's on the official website, etc. But we'll be back with a video soon. We've got one going up tomorrow night. It's the third and final mass debates from 2 weeks ago in Stratford. It's about whether West Ham can break into the top 6. It's not necessarily our optimism. It's going off the back of TalkSport talking about West Ham maybe getting into the top 4. So we did a video sort of based on that, if you like. Could be interesting. Our opinions would probably have changed if we'd been this close to Sebastian Haller, but it's a good little discussion actually. So check out tomorrow night. On Wednesday, I'm hoping to do something with Gonzo around the West Ham Manchester City game over in China, but also check out X's podcast. You'll tweet out the link, etc., and when it is. But thank you much for joining us. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new around here. X, thank you once again for joining me tonight.
No problem, mate. Thanks for having me.
Take care, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Thank you for watching. Ta-da.